Well, hello everyone. And how is everybody doing on this fabulous, fantastic Friday evening? Welcome to That Fallout Show. This is episode 50. We hit the level cap, you guys. We hit it. We're here. It's level 50. I am your host, Vendertron, and joining me this evening is the wonderful, the beautiful Miss Shalene.
Hello, hello.
How you doing, Shalene?
I'm okay. Yeah, it was a tough week, but it's over now.
We made it through. And Rick, how you doing? Welcome, welcome.
I'm doing fantastic.
You know, notice how I
have my
strategically
coffee
said
in
that
my
as
Aperture
you
Science mug and
as you
everything.
took a sip. I'm like,
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not Oak and Crow. I need to re-up.
oh yeah, yeah. It's been a week, hasn't it? It's been 7 days, as Shalene likes to say.
It's been
As
another one.
as a great lady once said, it's been 7 days. 7 days have come and gone, and here we are, in the Fallout universe. Yeah. Woo. So don't forget, share us on social media. Welcome to everybody who's coming into the chat. Happy Friday to you all. I hope that you guys had a very busy week and you are all ready for a restful and wonderful new episode of That Fallout Show. Don't forget, you can also send us emails, info@wejustlovegames.com. We like to get emails from our listeners about your guys' perspectives on the Fallout universe and other Fallout lore and things like that. You can also, if you're listening, hit that like button, subscribe, retweet the show on social media. And if you're listening live right now on Twitch, don't forget to tell your friends about when we go live, which is at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time every Friday. Next Friday, you can expect in your ear holes a new episode of Game Stack Podcast. Woohoo! And if you are listening live, hit that host button and share us with the rest of the Twitch community. We're going to be talking about a little bit of news tonight. Rick and Shalene are going to share their new and latest gameplay in Fallout 76, and we've got a new lore segment, which I'm pretty excited about. But before that, 5-star review shoutouts. Shalene, who do we got on the docket?
Yes. We have a few new 5-star reviews to shout out this week. Thank you so much to everybody who leaves those reviews. That really helps us out. The first one is from Asher Dusk, who says, if you're new to Fallout or an old and leathery ghoul, this is the podcast for you. The trio will talk about lore, gameplay, and the upcoming to Fallout. Like a super duper mart, they have everything you need.
Excellent.
And the next one is from Gerferner.
What? How was that?
I think they're related to the name escaped me.
Whistlander. I believe it was.
No,
I'd like to buy a vowel.
not the. I can't.
Gerfer Hirschnerb.
The rusty pick.
Murmurmurg.
Yeah, that.
Yes, Murmurmurg. Well, Herb says, this is the best Fallout podcast in the world. Thank you.
That is high praise.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
not sure about his accuracy, but we appreciate the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And Thorsgard says, the way Rick, Shalene, and Vendor deliver all the things is amazing. Thank you so much, Dirty Llama Racer.
Dirty Llama Racer. Okay.
Yeah.
Who is also Thorsgard.
Indeed.
Okay.
We have some lovely new things going on in the Discord as well.
Ooh.
Paintball Girl boosted the server.
We still don't know what
again,
that means,
yeah.
but thank you.
There's confetti. I enjoy whenever anybody boosts the server because I get to have confetti in the Discord.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes. So thank you, Paintball Girl. Yeah. And also we have a couple of new folks. Timo? I'm going to go with Timo.
Okay.
And also Crazy Old Codger. So welcome both of you to the Discord.
Welcome. And how can people join the Discord, Shalene?
Well, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can just click the link below the screen. And even if we're not live, that link is still there on our Twitch page, twitch.tv/WeJustLoveGames. Alternately, it is a pinned tweet on the That Fallout Show Twitter account, or you can send any of us a message on any social media and we will get you the link.
Indeed. Well, that's it for our shout-outs. Don't forget to join our Discord. It is quite active this week, actually, now that I think about it. Lots of cats, once again. You can always tell when Shalene has had a hard week because the lobby is always filled with cats.
Pretty much.
But before we get on with the show, I'd like to just mention that I'm continually doing a charity. It's called the In It Together COVID-19 Relief Fund. We are raising money to put personal protective equipment on healthcare providers. As you guys have probably already realized, COVID is not really going away anytime soon. It's here to stay with us, like that terrible ex-wife. And don't forget, you can donate if you're interested. Your donation goes directly to putting personal protective equipment on your healthcare providers all over the world who are fighting on the front lines to save lives. And there is still a shortage of PPE. And this includes hair bonnets, safety glasses, face shields, face masks, N95s, gloves, gowns, booties, and some of these healthcare providers, especially in lesser developed countries, they have to wear this PPE without changing in between patients. And so, because they can't afford it, right? So, and that contributes to transmission of the virus itself. So, every cent counts. I don't know for certain what's going on with the Tiltify, but at one point we had over $7,000 in donations. And then the charity was like suspended, and I couldn't accept donations anymore. So what happened was I couldn't accept donations anymore, and I didn't realize it for like a month. But then when I checked the total, it was like over $7,000 in donations. So then I wrote to Tiltify, and I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? Like, our charity, we've been taking in donations. The last time that when it closed, it was at $2,800, and now it's at over $7,000. Like, what happened? We're the only ones taking in donations under this charity. And so they reinstated the charity, but they're looking into where all that money came from. So
That's interesting.
Either we got donations to the link
Weird.
when the charity was inactive and it can't track it, and we've taken in over $7,000 worth of donations, or we're still at $2,800 and we haven't taken in any donations since the beginning of August.
It's very mysterious.
Very mysterious. They're still working on it, trying to figure it out. But thank you, Kevin from Tiltify, for helping us get that sorted. And yes, if you're interested in donating, there is a link in It Together COVID-19 Relief Fund. It's right below me there in the Twitch channel. You can also just send us a personal message, and we'll be happy to get it to you. And I'm also promoting it on my own streams weekly, so don't forget about that. But now let's talk about some news.
If you like news, you're gonna love our next segment.
All right, so you guys have all heard about Wasteland 3. I think we talked about it last week on GameStack. Shalene, you're a big Wasteland person, aren't you?
Not really.
Or is it Rick? One of you? Anyone? Bueller?
No, I tried it. I tried it and promptly got schwacked in it. And I have yet to go back to it.
Wasteland 3.
Timing and stuff, but it was fun.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, so you've played it then. I thought we could talk about the review a little bit. Shalene, have you played it at all?
I haven't. I actually kickstarted it several years ago, so I have a code, but I haven't tried it yet.
Okay. Well,
It's free on Game Pass.
oh, it is?
So
wait.
if you have Xbox Game Pass, you can get it.
It's me. I'll fix it, guys. Don't worry. Rick's audio. It's because I turned it down a bit. Okay, so Wasteland 3 is a little bit of a different experience from Wasteland 2 and the original Wasteland, but the landscape of Wasteland 3 is considered to be a little bit more dangerous and brutal as the desert of the franchise's previous entries, but you can expect a lot more abilities to be in charge of your team and have more customizable options. I haven't played Wastelanders, so I can't definitively comment on the gameplay since its release on August 28th. But Rick, did you want to sort of maybe mention a little bit about?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So the parallels between the early Fallout games and this are completely obvious, as I'm fairly certain Wasteland 1 came out before Fallout.
It did, yeah. The
But anyway,
Wasteland
don't hold me
series
on that
was
one. I thought so.
the inspiration for
Precursor.
Fallout. They couldn't get the Wasteland license, and so Fallout was born.
Mm.
Gotcha. And that's what I had thought. So a lot of that is there with the Desert Ranger as post-apocalyptic, the gritty world, and some of the cheekiness of the dialogue was there. It's definitely not as, at least in the bit that I played it, it's definitely not as silly as you know, Obsidian's or even Bethesda's Fallouts, but it's there. In the first half an hour, decisions weigh a lot. Like, I made a decision to help someone, and then about 5 minutes later, because I helped someone, 2 other people I just watched get wasted at execution stop because of my decision. So, like,
Oh no. Were they NPCs
it's so
or real
different, 'cause usually,
players
like,
or?
Oh, they were NPCs.
Okay.
But they were like it was a hostage situation. So I saved the hostage, but because the person who was holding the hostage, I talked them down and to leave. They went and warned some other people, and they blew some other people away.
Oh no.
So like, but I'm just saying, like, even like in this, it's still part of the tutorial, and your
Right.
decisions mean something. Whereas in like in Fallout, decisions aren't really that heavy. It's more so, you know, a decision to Fallout jurisdicts what rewards you're getting. But anyway, so that's there. The difficulty curve is high for someone who's not used to ISOs. There's a lot of menu jumping. There's a ton of dialogue options, but the menu jumping was difficult. Like, all right, what menu do I need to go into to do this? What buttons do I need to do do I need to hit for this and all that stuff? And the boss, like not the boss fight, but a fight that I got stuck with, again, very early on in the game, is this giant mech, and there is no cover for you whatsoever. And you just have to face it. And I'm like, I don't know how to beat this thing. There's no cover. Like, it just, I can't, you know. And it's turn-based. So, you know, there's a point where you shoot your gun, and you're just so tired. You're like, I can't run to that cover right over there. I can't, because I'm just so tired from shooting my gun. So I'm just going to stand here right out in the open and look at the barrel of that mech. So it's just a different style to get used to, but it was definitely a lot of fun. I do need to return to it. It's definitely something I want to try more.
Well, players are reporting that there's many familiar elements in Wasteland 3 that you can that you're used to as part of the original franchise, the first 2. But that the game overall has a better overall general quality of life upgrade to it. The game systems are immediately noticeably better for most players. So that's a positive review. Players are also saying that they really like the feel of the combat, that it's actually much faster overall compared to its predecessors. The game itself, for the first time, gives players a vehicle to use in most combat situations, something which can be used to both shoot and run over opponents, so that sounds a little bit fun. Shalane,
It really does.
turn
yeah.
right. Shalane, right, turn right. I could just see it now.
It is co-op.
Wasteland.
And the co-op, like, you control each other in the co-op. So
We should play
like
it.
if you and I are sharing a world, and I'm at work and you're home, you can go in and affect the world while I'm gone.
Okay.
So
That sounds dangerous.
yes.
Shalane, why are there
I'll boot the game
cats
up one
everywhere?
day. Yeah. Why have we both OD'd on drugs?
Yeah. Yeah. There are still reports that Wastelanders 3 is just as difficult and unforgiving as its previous entries, despite the change in game mechanics. Player characters can still be downed with relative ease, and much like the older Obsidian-developed Fallout games, which are very important, there are quest-centered NPCs that can easily be accidentally killed or ignored at any moment. So, but it has this incredibly complex branching story system that you know and you love. And even though, it can take you several hours to complete the game, they're estimating about 90 to 100 hours to complete it. There's still a vast multitude of
nice.
different endings in which the player can experience. So yeah, it sounds really cool. They also point out in this nice little article from ScreenRant.com that it is a much cleaner and sleeker looking game than its previous titles, something which will likely make the game a little bit more popular for new players, and overall, just a more playable experience. So it does have that quirkiness, though, that tongue-in-cheek humor that we know and we love in the apocalyptic worlds. I think that's one of the things that Fallout players also find very endearing, and why they like the Wasteland series as well. But yeah, so that's out. It's got some pretty good reviews so far. And I wanted to share this other article with you guys. It comes from Christopher Baggett from CBR.com. And he talks about how Wasteland 3 is the thinking man's modern Fallout game. And he basically goes on to say, the original Wasteland was released in 1988. It was incredibly well received, but the plans for sequels kept sort of falling through the cracks. And it remained this pivotal piece throughout gaming history, which actually became part of Fallout's inspiration and the release of the original Fallout in 1977. But Wasteland 2, eventually was released in 2014. It was well received as well, which was a blend of, real combat and isometric controls that allowed the player to have that sort of more real experience. And then, of course, Wasteland 3 continues that exciting return to that sort of world, with the strategic gameplay being both a blessing and a curse. But it picks up right where its predecessor left off. So, it follows the collapse of the original storyline with the Arizona Rangers, and the Patriarch of Colorado promises their surviving Rangers any relief necessary in exchange for their assistance, etc., etc. But fans of the classic Fallout might have finally found their fix with Wasteland 3, because it has those elements of quirky humor that we see in the Fallout universe, and it doesn't it doesn't really take that comical tongue-in-cheek look at the apocalypse that Fallout does, but it's a little bit darker, and it has these really interesting storylines that might give some of the Fallout series a run for its money. So I'm excited to see where Wasteland 3 is going. I might actually have to give it a try. Might have to give it a go. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at one of the images right now, and there's a neon sign in the back wall where all these speakers are, and the neon sign says, "Disco made me do it." So I thought that you might enjoy that.
Disco made me.
I don't know really what it made them do.
Oh, it's just because
But-
we were listening to disco before we went live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shalene
So
and
it
Rick
is definitely
never
darker.
know what
Like in
to
the
expect
first-
when they walk into the studio and I'm driving on Fridays. So,
I never know.
yeah.
But it's definitely darker toned. In the first half an hour, it was like, oh, okay, here's a hard, cold slap of reality. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, there's a new mod for Fallout New Vegas. You guys love New Vegas. Yeah?
Who doesn't love New Vegas?
It's like the fan favorite, right?
Who
It's the uncle that everybody loves. Fallout is getting a huge mod that replaces 145 NPC voices with a whole schwackload of new actors. So if you have played Fallout New Vegas, you know that you can recognize some of the character voices across different NPCs within the world.
Because there are only 6 voice actors.
That's not unsurprising, exactly. And so there's the Fallout mod. It's called Brave New World. Is an ambitious mod that's created to have recorded 138 voice actors to provide around 7,000 lines for 145 of New Vegas's characters. I should make that distinction: 138 voice actors, 145 new NPC voices. So
Okay.
there is a little bit of duplication there, but I can't imagine that there would be all that much. The creators of Brave New World said, "Our team has gone to great lengths to make sure that the project meets the standards of quality expected for voice acting, voiceovers within the gaming industry. Our intention is not to revoice every character in the game," the creators say. "If the characters had excellent acting, i.e. Kaisar, Doc Mitchell, Legate Lanius?
Leggett Linnaeus.
Thank you.
Linnaeus?
Legate Lanius? Or were iconic characters, we chose to leave them alone." Oh, my phone is talking to me. Our main focus, they continue to say, was to mitigate cloning and to improve upon acting, pacing, and casting. So, yes. So that's really exciting. The voice of Benny is done by Matthew Perry from Friends.
I did not realize
That was Matthew Perry.
Yep. I imagine
I
that.
had no idea.
Yeah. And they left
No wonder I
that.
hated him.
They left that voice. They left that voice in there. They left that voice in there from the original game, probably for legal reasons. But,
Well, I mean, Benny was great.
yeah.
Yeah.
His
So
right
was
hand.
Doc Mitchell. Like you couldn't.
Yeah. What is
you
that
couldn't
first
replace Doc
line?
Mitchell.
What does he say?
I don't even
Easy
remember.
there, or something. He's like,
Yeah.
"You've been asleep for hours." His right hand
The
man.
part that cracks me up with Doc Mitchell is when you make a stupid character and he apologizes to you because he thinks he must have messed something up getting the bullet out.
Jeez. Oh man. Yeah. Well, you can find a full list of replaced voices on this article's page, cbr.com, or sorry, rockpapershotgun.com. And you might even spot some of the familiar names in the full credits listing. So that's pretty exciting. You can find Brave New
This is
World.
something I would install.
I don't know. I tried to run New California mod, and it was just so bad, buggy and buggy and buggy. But if you're interested in giving it a go,
I
you
just
can
meant that like.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. There's a weird delay.
If you can, if you're interested in finding it, you can find it over on Nexus Mods, and be sure to make sure that you follow the installation instructions so you don't run into the same janky issues with all the other Fallout New Vegas mods that I have. What were you gonna say, Rick?
I was gonna say what makes New Vegas endearing for me is those 5 voice actors, though. So I'd have a hard time replacing them because it is nice to like. You've seen those clips of Oblivion where the dude has the same conversation, but it's the same person having this like, "Hello, I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine. How are you?" And it's just you just watch it with endearment because you're like, "This is nuts."
Yeah.
So
I
think-
feel like
mean,
the
that's
6
why I
voice
like New
actors
Vegas,
are
'cause
part of
there's
the
a big-
charm for me as
Yeah.
well.
Well, and that's the thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Fallout New
so-
Vegas. Fallout New Vegas is this game that still reigns supreme over all of the other games in the franchise. We don't really know what it is. It's just, I think that, and I have this theory, I've said it before on the show, that we spent so much time playing it waiting for Fallout 4 to come out that we like forced ourselves into loving it. And now it's like so drilled into our memory that it is the one game that we love so much. But why is it that it is so seemingly loved over the other games? And there's a really interesting article that I want to share with you guys from Screen Rant that talks about, written by Brooke Nicholson. Thank you, Brooke. Talks about back in 1988, the video game company called Interplay Productions began publishing its own games, including the Necromancer, Battle Chess, and Fallout. But the company had its ups and downs, and eventually it filed for bankruptcy in 2006. And to help soften that blow, it sold its IP to Bethesda Softworks in 2007. So after the company actually had dissipated most of the former employees, they went on to form their own video game company, calling themselves Obsidian Entertainment, some of these employees. And that's where Fallout New Vegas was kind of born. And I think that, this article really kind of nails it on the head that the team was given just 18 months to complete Fallout New Vegas.
Right.
And this was 2 short years
That's
after
nuts.
Fallout 3. And it was so well received by IGN and Steam reviews that it just had won the hearts of players all over the world. And it's really interesting because I think that it's the product of focus. It's the storylines in Fallout New Vegas are so well written. And I think it's the product of having those deadlines because I can speak from personal experience when, my supervisory committee for my master's degree said, okay, you have 2 months and 1 week to finish this 190-page thesis. And I'm like, oh God. And then it's just like, you just focus.
Yeah, deadline pressure.
You don't eat, you don't sleep, you don't shower, you just get it done. And then when you're done, you die a little and they have to resuscitate you, but you have this beautiful product in the end. So I have this theory, but that, that they point out in this article that Fallout New Vegas didn't come without its downfalls. It had a lot of problems mechanically when it first came out, which they had to work.
It was so bad.
It was pretty bad, right?
Don't say.
But it's really come a long way, numerous DLCs came out after that point to enhance the original storyline, and they really worked towards something that has become really great. And you know what I think about it, Rick? This has a lot of parallels with No Man's Sky. Because people really love No Man's Sky. It was this janky, broken game when it came out, and they worked so hard to keep going with it, and now it's this great thing. Anyways, that's beside the point. Oh, also,
the other thing that
go ahead.
I was going to say real quick that I noticed that in that picture, it kind of hit me like this has color. Fallout 3 was very green and kind of just.
I don't know though.
Gray,
Fallout 3 was
brown
very
hue.
green, but Fallout New Vegas was very sepia.
Yeah, it was very like
sepia.
Yeah, but it's contrasted when you walk onto the strip for the first time.
It's true.
It's like
it's true.
Boom, and then Dean Martin plays. At least, wait a minute. Did Dean Martin play when you first walked in?
I don't know.
Did it, Shalene? Did it?
I don't remember.
Because I feel like when you first came onto the strip, Dean Martin plays. But
maybe that's just in your
my
head.
subsequent playthroughs when I popped in. Maybe that is because I feel like it's something I made up like a.
It could be the whole. It
effect
could be
kind
the
of
whole
thing.
Vegas element in it that people have.
I'm not sure.
That
but I
sets it
always felt
apart
like
from
that.
everything else. Like what is it in Fallout 3 that sets it apart? Megaton.
Location,
It's
Megaton,
yeah.
the Wasteland capital, I guess, is the memorable location in that.
Yeah, for me, it was looking at the Washington Monument and seeing the holes in it, and I was like, "Wow."
Yeah.
Like as someone who lives here,
And
that's
has
a
seen
weird
it,
sight when
yeah.
you see your nation's capital full of holes. Well, bullet holes, not like assholes. But anyway, that's a different kind of hole.
Okay.
There
yeah.
must be a delay on here because I said that, and like 5 seconds later, Shalene facepalmed. So
No, there was just well, anyways, they came a long way. They spent a lot of time fixing it. You know who else is also trying to fix their game? Bethesda. Bethesda's trying to fix something per usual. Yeah. They
something else.
published the new Inside the Vault blog, which we'll get to in a moment. But it offers a good glimpse into what we can expect to see in Fallout 76 in September. So as you guys know, we're on the eve of what Bethesda Game Studios is now calling One Wasteland update as part of their new addition to Appalachia. The open world One Wasteland I guess you could call it DLC that would be added or expansion. If it works as it is intended, will be made to suit each individual user by allowing for both better exploration and more co-op interaction between players. So Bethesda actually says in press conference, they said at its core, One Wasteland allows enemy creature levels to adjust dynamically so that they better match each player they encounter. So if multiple players all come across the same enemy at the same time, its level will simultaneously rise for higher level players and drop for the lower level players, which, as we know, is a constant problem. I mean, especially for me when I play with you guys, because you're all like level 4,000 and I'm like level 4. And so I get obliterated, and I just kind of have to stand off to the side and be like, "Is it safe to come in now?" So, yes. How do you guys feel about this?
Well, one thing that I'm thinking of is that this is going to destroy my ability to cheese the level up challenge for the next season
Oh,
of the season pass, because that's what we do is we go to the high level areas like the White Spring with my low level character, and I'll put like one little bullet in them, and Archon will kill them.
You can't
And
kill
I
it.
get all of that. I get all of that XP. But if it scales, then I'm going to be getting low level XP instead of high level XP.
I think
those
you've just
kills.
had a taste of the good cake for too long, Shalene.
Yeah, I am bitterly disappointed. Bitterly disappointed.
The gravy train has left the station.
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk about this a little bit more in depth, unless you just want to have, unless you want to roll into the Inside the Vault now.
Let's wait.
Yes.
Okay, let's wait.
I just wanted
We'll talk about it when
I
we get
just
to the
wanted
Inside
to
the Vault.
finish off with this Bethesda quote. So thank you to Alex Kane, who wrote this article in Forbes magazine. But just to continue on with what Bethesda was saying, they're saying one of our favorite aspects of One Wasteland is that it creates opportunities for characters of all levels to take part in more activities throughout Appalachia. Whether alone or with friends, the dynamic level adjustments will make it much easier to adventure anywhere you'd like with your pals, even if there's a level gap between you. It will also smooth out the early game for new characters who get the itch to explore the world beyond the bounds of the forest. So we'll see what we'll see how that goes. But yes, we should talk about Inside the Vault. Shalene, did you want to share what's going on inside the vault?
Sure. Let me just click through there.
And then actually, you know what? We'll just roll right into Ballistic Bargains with Rick after this.
Lovely. So inside the vault, we got a lot of details on the new season, the upcoming season 2, and of course, One Wasteland and some other things. So they have shown us a preview of Armor Ace, the Armor Ace scoreboard, which will be our season 2 scoreboard. And it looks like non-copyright infringing GI Joes is what it looks like.
They also did give a link to all of the rewards you would get. I don't know if you saw that.
They
Shalene.
did. I missed it. Where is it?
Yeah.
Where I want
I'll
to see
find
it.
Find
it for me. Find me that link. Yes.
This is
I'm so excited. Yes. We will be discovering them together live. So just to read a bit of this, when Season 2 arrives, it will bring the new Armor Ace scoreboard to Fallout 76. You'll join Armor Ace and the Power Patrol in their march of freedom against the dreaded Subjugator and his army of Red Viper minions. Help lead the challenge against the oppressive Vipers and fight for liberty as you rank up over the following 10 weeks. And this works just like the prior season. You gain score and you advance across the board. They have made some adjustments though for season 2, and I was very pleased to hear that it seems like they are listening to player feedback in terms of these adjustments for the season. So the first adjustment is that rank ups will be available for purchase with atoms immediately instead of waiting. So if that's your thing, go ahead and do it. To me, it makes no sense to purchase on the first day. Like, wait until the end when you know you're not going to make it, then purchase.
Yep.
They will be adding a number of season 1's reward, including lunchboxes, the ammo converter, the chicken coop, and others, to gold bullion vendors. So if you did miss some of these items during season 1, you will have the chance to obtain them, and I think that's a good thing.
That's nice.
Yeah, and it's still going to be a grind. You know, gold bullion doesn't grow on trees, so it'll still be a bit of a grind to get there. But it's a, it's a different grind. And they are implementing some new dailies and weeklies, like the daily ops themed challenges, to give some more variety as you go through the season. And they've also listened to feedback from players who don't have time to log in every day. So as a result of this, they're going to add more weeklies to the lineup so that players have more flexibility. You don't have to feel obligated to log in every day. You can alternately do more of these weeklies to make up that difference in score. So
Oh, good.
that's a very good thing. Very, very good thing, because we're all,
that's an excellent thing.
we all have lives, and
We
I'm lucky
do?
enough. I'm lucky enough to be off
Something
in
like
the
that.
evenings.
How come
but
nobody told me?
It's been hard to get these. Fender, you're very silly.
By the way, Shalene, I put that link in your Zoom chat.
Oh, I'm so excited. We're going to look at that. So first, we're going to roll through the featured rewards on Inside the Vault. There will be 100 ranks, and including new cosmetics. You can get Armor Ace power armors, Red Viper armors, weapon skins, a greenhouse building set, and those glass panels are very exciting. There is a Brotherhood of Steel prefab building that is it is from the prior Fallout games. It's like the Fallout 1 model of that, which is really, really neat. So, okay, so I've just clicked through to see these rewards. I'm really excited about it. 1 through 10, Armor Ace player icon, health kit, military footlocker, a weight bench. Can you use the weight bench, or is it just furniture?
Yes, you can. If you look at the inside the vault, it shows an NPC actually pumping the iron.
Frickin' sweet. Sweet. There is a log door that it shows the round ends of the log, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Atoms
like a hot
and
dog cut door.
Atoms and the Vault Tech supply packages are also making a return. Caps, power armor paints, weapon skins, perk card packs, script, lunchbox, etc. Oh, ship in a bottle. That's great.
Yes.
I love ships in bottles.
Yep.
Okay.
I can't wait to put that in my camp.
21 through 30.
What is the supply package? I don't remember those.
It's just junk. It's just a box full of junk.
Oh.
So, yeah. Now, Rick.
Okay.
Foosball table.
Yeah.
Foosball table. I'm very excited about that. I hope that the Wastelanders play with it. They can play foosball with each other. I want to see Beckett,
I hope that it's
just
not just like a
using
little
foosball.
animation. Yeah, it'd be cool.
There's a pretty cool looking gas mask. It looks very, very much like a communist gas mask with an attached hat. There's an army base floor and foundations. It's like what's that called? Diamond plate? Like a diamond plate floor. Nuclear key cards. So I guess you can avoid the work of getting the nuclear key cards. Repair kits. There's a new photo mode pose, the See No Evil pose with the eyes covered. That's fun. Red Viper fatigues. An electric train set at level 50.
So bad.
That's so fun.
It's what do you call those things, like the little mini topography tables?
Yes.
And it has a train set on it, and I want it so bad. I want to hit go and watch the little train go toot toot. It better go toot toot. I'll be pissed if it don't go toot toot.
That is super fun. There is some Armor Ace wallpaper that looks like metal, just like a metal wall.
Yeah.
Okay, now there is a skin for the Super Sledge, guys. Let me describe this. The bottom is a huge chunk of rebar, and on the end of this chunk of rebar is a metal bucket. And this bucket is covered in spikes, and you whack your enemies with the spike-covered bucket. So that sounds like a good time.
It says the rust bucket hammer holds the keys to success and to concussions.
A Hear No Evil pose. That's going to be really fun in photo mode. I'm looking forward to seeing what some of the more creative in-game photographers do with these new poses.
Nice.
More power armor paints. There's a shooting gallery game. It's like the one in Left 4 Dead that you were playing.
I hope that works. Like, I actually want to be able to get on it and
shoot
the things. Although I feel like since there's been a little bit of a letdown in some of the stuff we've purchased, like my jukebox that plays classical music. I have a feeling it's just going to be an animated him playing the game.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
It's going to be
But
bitterly
still, it's cool.
disappointing, but some power
It'll be
armor
free.
paints and some other armor skins, player icons, etc., etc. The Brotherhood of Steel prefab building that we mentioned earlier,
Yep, that's in
a
there.
red Viper skin for the handmade rifle. That's pretty. I like that.
It looks like the Blood Eagle, so I just, yeah, it just looks like the Blood Eagle.
Yeah.
So.
A Speak No Evil pose. These poses are going to be so fun in photo mode. An Armor Ace backpack. It has the same shape as the Corvega backpack that they were selling in the Atom Shop for a while, but it has this red, white, and blue sort of motif on it. The Armor Ace jetpack looks absolutely like something from a Saturday morning cartoon. Adore that.
It's like the movie Rocket Man.
Yeah, it is.
Rocket
Rank
Man.
89 gets you a mind blown emote. That's fun. Oh, I'm having so much fun going through these. Thank you, Rec, for posting this.
Problem.
The
Figured you'd wanna
tank
see it.
helmet. That's a great hat right there. I am going to enjoy that helmet.
The tank helmet? Yeah, I like that one too.
Gauss pistol paint. I haven't gotten a Gauss pistol yet. The subjugator mask. That is pretty intimidating looking. I don't think I'll use that very much. And the subjugator outfit. That greenhouse building set is rank 99. I feel like that is the thing that most people want the most out of this, and they have put it at rank 99. So
Yep. Well, I when I built my grotto and I was trying to figure out how do I want to have the roof open without it being like open to the elements, and I was like, I wish they had a glass roof, so I instead put in the grating of the floor.
right.
And it's worked out pretty well because the sun will come through and also the rain comes through. So it's kind of nice to have like the rain come down in the grotto.
Yes.
But it'll get replaced with the glass roof, that's for sure. The thin turn's paying attention.
At level 100, you get a bundle of things, just like the prior season. An Armor Ace Eaglestein, 500 atoms. The Armor Ace game board. Ace Full Assault player icon. Ace Full Assault power armor paint. So those are fun. None of those things are as good as the greenhouse set, though. So, but if you've already
That's
made
the
it to
gem.
level 99, I mean, you may as well. So, oh geez, I had a tab open of Animal Crossing fish, so I was
Distracted.
briefly very confused. It is a double score week to continue with the Inside the Vault. It is a double score week through Tuesday, September 8th. So that will help you if you need a little boost to get to the end of the first season. And of course, the Atlas Project Bravo has continued. We have met every challenge thus far. The current one, I believe, is leather, and upcoming we have glass, and that is it. So if we can finish up this leather, then we will get a 50% off sale from Purveyor Mermermerg. And if we finish up the glass, we get a second round of Meat Week. So I definitely want more Meat Week.
That.
Yes.
Yeah, the leather we're at 60 million out of 175 million. So
that's Inside the Vault for this week.
Nice. Shall we roll right on into Atomic Shop Bargains?
Let's do.
roll away.
Rick, what do you got for us?
Well, there are some free items this week in the Fallout Atomic Shop. First up, you get the pristine Vault-Tec armor workbench, and I really dig it, and I put it in my camp, and one of you, Archie and Shalene, put a radio on the top light, so thank you for that. I like it. I don't know who did it.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't you, so it was probably Archie. So since we completed the Brotherhood of Steel quest for, I think, cloth, we got the fatigues, the Brotherhood of Steel fatigues, so you can go grab that as well. And the Brotherhood of Steel Collectron is available as of today through the 7th, so I should probably go get that as well. I should also mention the Vault-Tec armor workbenches for Fallout First members only.
Only the 1%.
The Red Rocket fuel, yes. Wait, I wish I had a monocle for these moments, and
Mhm.
then I would talk in my like the red rocket fuel player icon is also free. There are some limited time offers. The classic jukebox, which by the way plays classical music. I wouldn't get it. I bought it because I thought maybe like the emote that the dude was doing was the rock and roll emote, but it's not the Appalachia radio, so that's annoying.
Hmm.
That's 500 atoms available until September 22nd. The gold Mr. Rocket Kitty ride, 500 atoms available until September 22nd, as well as the camo Secret Service power armor paint skin for 800 atoms. If I wore power armor, some of these paints look pretty dope.
Hey Rick, if I send you a
There
monocle, will
are
you wear it
yo.
on the podcast?
You bet your sweet bippy.
Okay, you can get a monocle on
I'll wear
Amazon.
anything.
So
Don't say you'll wear
I
anything.
thought about.
Don't say that, because now we're sending you,
I'll wear anything.
sequence.
I'll wear anything.
Sequence
nothing.
bikinis that you have to wear on stream.
Tassels.
yeah, I'm gonna send you a monocle.
I thought about getting weird hats just to wear, like the whole time, but that would get expensive. So anyway, there's some limited time stuff. In
This
the
one
item
comes
shop.
with a
Keeping
top
with
hat.
the-
I'm sending you this one with the top hat.
Okay.
You're gonna look like the Monopoly man.
And you
I'll get a
must be
stash.
the Monopoly guy.
You can get the Blue Brahmin Grill for 500 atoms. It's available until September 8th. In fact, the rest of these are the Communist Bunker Camp Bundle. That's 1,000 atoms. The Red Scare Power Armor and Jetpack, 1,400 atoms. The Communist Bunker, 700 atoms. The Communist Fence, which snaps together, by the way. That's 500 atoms. And the Communist Military Safe for 250 atoms. Available until September 15th. Is the Greylock Villain Bundle. And they're keeping up with like the whole like, supervillain and hero theme. Greylock Sorcerer outfit for 900 atoms. The Greylock Sorcerer's staff for 500 atoms. The Greylock Cackle emote, 250 atoms. The Greylock the Sorcerer photo frame, 250 atoms. And the Greylock player icon is 150 atoms. In the greatest hits, we have got the Contemporary Camp Bundle. That's that nice, light blue and white facade with the wraparound porch and railings. It's one of the best, I think, camp building bundle sets you can buy. That's available until September 22nd. There I go again, September 22nd, 1,200 atoms. The Responders Camp Bundle, that is 30% off at 840 atoms for available until September 15th. And the Scarlet Sniper Bundle for 1,050 atoms is available until September 8th. The Scabber Raider Power Armor skin for 1,400 atoms is available until whenever. Free States Revolutionary Power Armor paint is 1,000 atoms, and the Garahan Excavator Power Armor paint is 800 atoms. The rest of these are available until September 8th. The Bear Mascot outfit is 490 atoms, 30% off. By the way, I've thought about buying this just to wear the bear head to put fear in people in nuclear winter. Just because they'll be like, bear! Because I don't know how many are of the original Bear Clan, but every time I see a bear head, I panic.
Yeah, those people
Anyway,
in the bear
the
outfits,
rustic
they're tough. They're tough.
Yeah. And I'll tell a story about that later on. Rustic Stash, 250 atoms, 50% off. The Wood Grain Camera Skin is 90 atoms, that's 70% off. And the rest of these are all 50% off. The Theremin, 250 atoms, I bought that too. The Untarnished Alien Blaster Skin, 250 atoms. The Martian Vault Girl Helmet, 250 atoms. The Satellite Dish, what a dish, is 150 atoms. The Invasion from the Stars posters. Anytime I see quotes on something, that's how I read it, sarcastically. But Invasion from the Stars posters, 150 atoms. And the Captain Cosmos bed is 150 atoms. What's headed for the vault, and these are going to be available also until September 8th, is the Future Tech World Globe Bundle, which is 840 atoms. The Nuka-Cola Dark Power Armor Skin, 840 atoms. Hotter Rod Power Armor Paint, 980 atoms. And the Silver Excavator Power Armor Paint is 560 atoms. Also available until September 8th. A lot of this stuff goes away September 8th, which I feel, is that a Tuesday? It is, so there's going to be probably another round of goodies coming September 8th with all of this stuff leaving. So I can't wait till Tuesday. Red Rocket Mega Furniture Bundle is 960 atoms. The Red Rocket Robot Helmet is 400 atoms, and the Red Rocket Garage available September 7th to the September 8th, and that's for Fallout First people only. That's 500 atoms. And
So
that's it for ballistic bargains.
I have sent you a monocle and a top hat for when you talk about Fallout First.
You
How am
were
I supposed to
okay.
put it over?
Well, thank you for going
That'd
through
be fun.
very thoroughly going through the Atomic Shop updates. Now you know how hard it is, Rick.
No problem.
I normally don't. I normally don't say how much they cost. I'm like, these are available on these dates. But nice job.
I don't know. It's a habit.
Yeah.
I did want to roll back around to One Wasteland, because that's something I think we should talk about a little bit more in depth. I don't know if either of you two have read how exactly that's going to be implemented. I think, Vendor, you kind of touched on it, but I would like to
Sure.
chit-chat about
I
it.
mean,
Is that
Tell
okay?
us more.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've all known for quite some time that the One Wasteland is coming. They talked about doing a complete overhaul. And I'm trying to find the exact article that it was featured in. Yeah, right here. And we knew that there was a combat overhaul coming because bloodied builds were nutty and some other builds were just wiping everything out in 5 seconds. Although every time we seem to fight the Colossus, nobody's ever there that has those builds. And we're just kind of tickling it. And so you touched on it earlier, Vendor, what One Wasteland does is it basically is the great equalizer of Appalachia. And instead... And like you said, what it does is when two people see the same enemy, higher level, lower level, it equalizes the enemy to their level. I don't know if it's an average or if it drops right down to your level or raises to your level, or I don't know. But I would think it'd be like an average of some sort. And it just kind of makes it so it's a bit more freeing if you're a low-level character or a high-level character. You can kind of come back to the Vault 76 instead of just like one shot and a bunch of little dudes. They're kind of, from what I was hearing people's experience in the PTS is, you can still one-shot them, maybe two-shot them, but their gear level is appropriate now. So if you're in the forest and you kill like a level 10 legendary, like Leader of the Pack, for instance, you kill all those legendary wolves, it's going to drop like level 10 or level 5 legendaries. And if you get a good legendary drop and it's level 5, there's no point to it, especially if you're a high-level character. So this is a way that you can get leveled appropriate gear in lower-level areas, which I think is a good thing, Shalene, you've had legendaries that drop and you're like, hey, this ain't bad. Oh, it's level 20? Like,
Oh, yeah.
It's useless now.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So this is an attempt to kind of fix that. And when I first read this, I got a little discouraged because there's a cool part of this game, I think, where you start off as a little nooblet and you look over at the Scorch Beasts and you see a Scorch Beast, you're like, oh, that's scary. I don't want to get near that thing because it's gonna kill me. I don't know how dumbed down the enemies are gonna get to where, like, are we gonna see like a level 5 Scorch Beast? I hope not. I still want to have a little bit of that, I can't go over there because I'll die kind of feeling. But I do understand their whole purpose behind 76, if we go all the way back, that they wanted a Fallout game that we could play together. And this decision makes total sense in that mindset where they want people to come into this and play with their friends and not be severely limited, because it's a Fallout game we should all play together. And I can respect them for that. Although part of me wishes a little bit they did what Guild Wars does. And Guild Wars, you scale back, not up. So like a level 5 can't waltz into a level 20 area, but a level 80 can waltz into a level 20 area, and they're scaled down to match that level.
Makes sense.
So I think it's going to be a good thing. I have a feeling it's going to get tweaked again.
I think
really
it's going to
curious to see how
introduce
the
more
damage is
more
allocated
bugs.
Almost certainly.
We're gonna
well,
see
sure.
a schwack load of
But
new
people
bugs.
People in the playtest servers have been saying it's good. I mean, even the Reddit forums are saying this is a good change. And what is that? That
Well,
tells
I'll-
me that
I'll
something
just-
good is going to come
Yeah.
from
To be
it.
quite frank, this is one of the major reasons why I left Fallout 76 in the dust, and what I still believe to be for good, is because I literally could not play with other people. One, because I'd never have enough time to play it, so when I did play it, everybody was level 300, and it was like I literally was just following people around and watching people kill stuff. Or I would get totally obliterated, and then get stuck in this infinite loop of death where I just couldn't get out of it, and I had to like wait to be rescued. And it just wasn't fun. Like it was annoying actually. And I hope that this actually fixes that problem, because if I could go in with somebody who's super high level and they fight their dude that's super high level, but I fight the same dude and it's a different level, that's cool. I'm okay with that. But I don't know how they're going to do it when they have two people shooting at the same thing. Like, how does the damage play out?
When they implement this update, are you going to give the game another try?
I'm going to see how you guys think about it first, and then I might come back to it. I don't know.
I was talking with my wife, who's a developer, and I was just talking about how they might do this sort of thing, and she's like, they probably just have both of you do the same amount of damage and just change the numbers displayed on the screen. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense from a development standpoint, but cheapens leveling a little bit, because it's like we're both doing 20 damage, but you're doing 2,000 damage, good for you, and you're doing like 10, but really it's 20. So I don't know how they're going to implement it, but I hope my biggest fear, honestly, from this is that it's going to make leveling feel a bit moot. That you're just kind of leveling to get perk cards and stuff, that you're not really leveling to actually get a better, which has always been true after level 50, really.
It's
Like leveling doesn't give you anything.
I've always kind of felt that the economy,
except for just perk cards.
I've always felt that the economy is a little bit broken in 76. And I've never quite understood the perk card system. I still don't understand it to this day. Like, it works, but it doesn't work, or it works I don't know. So anyways, I'm thinking that this is going to be a
when they finally
great
implement their
addition. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. It'll work a little bit better once they implement their build switching thing. Where
Yeah,
like,
the
you have a
loadouts.
build
That's
for-
going to be game changing.
Yeah, the loadouts. Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
which, that's definitely going to be more beneficial to the perk cards, because I get what they were going for with the perk cards. The card idea was a little weird, because it just seemed to kind of come out of nowhere. But I get they were trying to like saying like these are like abilities that you can equip and swap out, and I get that, because a lot of things Guild Wars does that. You have abilities you can change your attacks up, because you can swap them out for other ones. ESO is like that as well. You can pick which kind of path you want certain abilities, and you can change your abilities out on the fly. So I think it's not a original concept. The card thing is just a weird way to do it. But when those load up, because dude, I hate switching over. Like, hold on a minute, I got to go into my Pip-Boy and swap all my perk cards out to pick a lock, and then forget to swap them back out. And I'm like, why am I not doing any damage? And like all of my damage.
I honestly, I don't
so.
even bother with the perk cards. Like, when I played the whole time, I never bothered with them. I never changed them out. I opened the packs to get like cool stuff, but that was it. I never changed them because I couldn't be bothered. So, but yeah,
I find that if you put on some of the basic ones like lock picking and some damage boosters, you can kind of trade. And now with One Wasteland, you can kind of not have to worry about it as much. I think, and I think that's a good thing. I think this is a good thing where they're going a bit communistic with their styling here, where it's like it's a wasteland for everybody. And I hope the people who devote time and effort into optimization don't get left behind. And I also don't want to see people who just want to come into it and not worry about optimizing their perk builds at all get left behind.
I
So I
think
hope
you
this
will
is a good
still
happy
have to
medium.
do a bit of optimizing, and something that I've learned only recently, that I've only recently come to appreciate, is that you really can solve any problem you have with perk cards in Fallout 76.
Mhm.
If you do the right things with your perk cards, you can make anything better. Any part of the game that's bothering you, you can improve it, by the use of the right perk cards. And in a way that's fun, but in a way it's really frustrating to have to change it depending on what you want to do. Just like Rick was saying, I have this great loadout, but oh, I need to pick this lock, so I've got to change it, and I'm going to forget to change it back, and
Mhm.
it's a
And it's
cumbersome
the first
system.
time it is, and it's the first time we've ever had to deal with it. Because the other ones, you just pick your perk and then you have it, and you move on. So, but anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about it just because it's a huge change for those of us that have been playing it for a long time. Um, and it's a welcome change. Been there's been a need for a balancing act of some sort. So I'm just really excited to see how this works out, and I really hope it is smooth on its rollout. But yeah, so I just wanted to chat a little bit about it.
So why don't you just roll right on and into your gameplay, Rick?
But we have the thing,
What thing? We have what thing?
the bumper. We gotta play the bumper.
Oh yeah, gameplay bumper. Here it goes. Rick, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a good bit of Fallout 76 actually to get the legendary run. I finished the legendary run yesterday, and I was very happy. And thank you. Yes, yes. No, I was a little nervous for a little bit there that I wasn't going to actually finish it because I just could not catch up to Dr. Zorbo to save my life. And finally, because of some of the extra score and extra challenges, I popped on past him. And the oh my goodness, the fireplace door is awesome. So I've moved back to WJLG Lake, and I know I've talked about it before where I kind of built a grotto around a rock. And since I got the secret fireplace door, I've now installed that, and it's like I put the bearskin rug in front of it now, so it's like this bearskin rug. And I was like, I really like this joint. This is one of the most unique looking little places I've seen. This is cool. So one day, I load in to Fallout to join Archer and Shalene, and it says your camp cannot be placed. And I'm like, oh, that's strange. And Shalene's like, wait a minute, that's not you over there. And I said, no, it's not. She's like, well, I'm gonna go check out this other camp that's keeping you from loading in. And Archon's like, I'll go with you. And they walk over and they're like, whoa, like this is the coolest. They kind of did what you did, like indoor, outdoor, and like this other stuff. And like every room they'd walk in, they're like, oh, I love this. This is cool. And I'm like, it's fine. It's okay. I mean, it's not the Playboy Grotto, but I guess it looks fine. I mean, but it's not me. But one of the things is that I noticed that I really liked what he did was he kept it very dark and the lighting was very muted. So he used the Nuka-Cola bottle that spun, that little light that kind of like dimly lit up a room, or he used the other things to kind of like fiddle with the lighting. And my house at night is super bright. And I was like, you know what? I like that idea. I like kind of making it look a little darker. So what I did was on the second floor where the yellow wallpaper was, I changed that to dark, like a dark stone color. I took away all the bright lighting. I put in candles where wall lights usually were. I found the color changing hanging light bulbs where you can change the color and then change the brightness of the color. And I hung like a blue light above where my little seating area was, and I put a red light above the piano. I put a blue crystal light inside of Beckett's bar, so now his bar kind of glows blue. On the bottom floor, I took away, again, most of the lights, especially in the little planter area. I added more plants, and I put the little arboretum planetarium light that I got from the legendary run in the middle of those plants, so it kind of just lights the plants up a little bluish, and just kind of messed with the lighting a bit to make it more darker, and it looks a lot better. And I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. And the fireplace glows with a little bearskin rug. And so I took some pictures of it. I'll have to put them in the Discord. But I'm starting to get a little more happy with my abode. I just want them to put in like snappable half fencing that's not as wonky looking as the the buck tooth fence. Like it looks like the fence I'm talking about, right? Shalene, in Defense, and you can clip it on
Mhm.
the floors. It looks like someone like got punched in the mouth and like that's their tooth structure now.
Yes.
I don't like how wonky it is. I want like a nice white. If you could use the contemporary picket fence thing and snap it to the floor, that would be great. But they're just terrible looking. But I did put those up along the second floor overlooking the grotto because I wanted a kind of a dividing feeling between the yellow wall and the stone wall. So it ended up working out really nice. Um, and that was fun. I have been finally working on my endgame armor. I've been building the solar armor, and that's just like a nice time wall where you have to like get treasury notes and then get gold and then get the things and then build it and stuff. So I've got 3 pieces. I just need to get 2 more, and then I'll have my full set of final armor. And on what you were saying, Shalene, with optimizing the build, I was focusing on like a single shot snipey sneak build, and I felt like I couldn't do any damage to anything. I would just plank and plank and plank, and I'm like, this is a 50 caliber rifle. It should not plank. You don't plank with a 50 caliber. Um, and so thanks to Asher Dusk, sent me a link on Discord to Nukes and Dragons of like kind of like a VATS oriented build, which is utilizing gun fu and adrenaline. So you shoot something and you kill it, and then it automatically jumps you to the next to the next. Um, Arch in the chat saying the contemporary railing would be great if I could stick it anywhere. Yeah, it would be nice if you could stick it anywhere. But yes, Asher, I am liking the build. I've tweaked it a little bit from the one that you sent me, but the idea is you kill an enemy in VATS, it'll automatically snap you to another enemy that you now do more damage to based on some perks and also adrenaline, and then you shoot it, and then if you kill that one, you snap to the next one and do more damage. So it's kind of a stringing effect there. So I'm trying to optimize it on that, and now I actually feel like I'm doing damage to stuff. Like level 75 Wendigos, 2 shots with a shotgun, and they're gone, and I'm really happy with the way that the damage feels now. Outside of VATS, though, I still feel like I'm planking at things most times, but it's definitely working out a lot better. And I feel like I can keep up with some end game stuff and whatnot. I kind of want to set my character up to swap between like heavy guns and that VATS thing, because when we fight the Scorch Beast Queen, it's really hard. Like it doesn't, since there's really one enemy, there's really no need to like VATS around. So some of my perks aren't necessary when fighting just one enemy. And plus, by the time I snap around to some enemies on the ground and then go to the Queen, I'm out of VATS. I'm out of AP anyway, so it's kind of pointless. But so I want to have 2 loadouts to kind of one to tackle big creatures and then tackle like just general running around. And I can't wait for the loadout switching system whenever that comes. So that's kind of what I've been doing in game, like in the main game. A lot of events, challenges when I needed to do the legendary run. Finished off the Wastelander stuff, and that was cool. And yeah, Nuclear Winter. Wanted to talk about that real quick because there was a night where I think we started off in traditional, which is the golf course. I'm trying to think if we started there or not. Yes, we did. We started off in golf course. And we came over the hill that's right in front of golf course, and there was a dude on the ground. You guys started, you and Archon started shooting at him, and then I popped him with my sniper rifle, dropped him.
Mhm.
And as you and Archon went over to loot his body, somebody from on the hill, I couldn't see him because they were in some cover, ripped you two apart. I mean, he just
Yeah.
dropped you two like a sack of potatoes. And when I saw him come over the hill, he was in power armor. So I was like, whatever. And I lit him up and dropped him. Fire's coming in. My adrenaline's starting to pump now because I'm like, whoo, whoo. Killed him. Ran into town, into Morgantown there. And I see I see a dude jump up on top of Big Al's tattoo parlor. And I'm like, I got this guy. Pull out my grenade launcher. pop a couple rounds up there. I see the red hit markers. And then I realize there's 2 guys on top of that roof. And there's 2 guys behind me zipping at me and zipping the guys on the roof. Like, it's just this weird, like, 3-way battle. And I'm shooting stuff off, and I get around the big owls to get cover, and somehow the 2 guys, I think I might have killed 1 guy on the roof, and they probably finished off the other guy. But they left. The people that were kind of over towards the university left. And then I snuck up around the university. I can't remember if I killed anyone there. And then I doubled back to where you can walk up the stairs onto the overpass over the highway. And I killed someone from the stairwell, like through the bus window, walked up the stairwell, and there's a dude just sitting there. So I killed him, shot him in the back like twice, drops him, and I'm feeling pretty good at this point. I'm like, I can take on the whole world, the whole nuclear world here in this little tiny little ring. I can take everybody on, and I'm feeling a little cocky and a little aggressive. And I popped up on the overpass there, and I look out, and somebody shot at me. And I'm like, oh, I'll get him. And I kind of shot back, and then when I looked through my scope, I saw the bear head. And that's when I was like, I can't do it. And I popped out and shot, and they shot me right in the head, and I dropped. So I was like, ah.
Those guys destroy your
is.
confidence.
Every time I see a bear head, I panic. And I turn, like, it's like, and I'm like closing my eyes and shooting over my head with my gun. And it's so bad. Like, I don't know what it is about them that their bear heads are doing exactly what they wanted them to do. They're like, we're going to wear a unique piece of gear. We're going to get really good. And then anyone who sees this is going to know who we are. And it's a psychological thing. And I hate that it affects me. But I was feeling so good that round, and I got obliterated. And I think we just had a round like a couple days ago where I killed like 6 people.
7.
We ended up getting off 7. I killed 7, and we ended up getting off to, and like we fought this one group. I wish I remember how it was, but we encountered this group, and there's bullets flying everywhere. There's explosions, and like Shalene's down, and like Archin's almost dead, and somehow we survive, and like we get everyone up, and I'm like, I don't know how we survived that. All right, let's keep going, and we move on, and we get ambushed again, and Shalene's down, and Archin's down, Archin's not down, and I'm shooting a guy above me, and then he drops me, and then there's smoke, and there's stuff, and then all of a sudden, like, Archin's rezzing me, but Shalene's dead. I'm like, how did we survive this? It was like one round where like every single encounter we ended up surviving it. I'm like, I don't know how. I have wood armor. It is now gone, and somehow yet we still survived, and it's just a testament to our awesomeness in nuclear winter.
That was such a fun round. I loved that round.
So it's been fun playing that game with or the nuclear winter with you guys. But those bear guys, I don't know who you are, if you even listen to this show. I hope that you do, just mainly because I respect you as a competitor.
I feel like I own that bear thing because it came in a bundle with like a Jeremiah Johnson Mountain Man outfit that I really wanted. So I have that bear outfit, and I feel like I need to start wearing it just to get you used to it. So,
I thought about buying the bear suit that's for sale now just to wear it, but I'm like, no, I'd be an imposter.
Some kind of exposure therapy.
Exactly.
Are you done?
Yeah, I don't have any more.
Okay.
That's my gameplay.
I didn't mean for it to sound like that. I was just like, I was going to start, and I didn't want to start if you weren't done.
Are you done? Are you finished?
You sound like my wife.
Done?
Are you quite finished?
Oh, that's worse than "Are you done?"
Oh dear.
Finished, I feel like it's like a very much like.
Well, you need to be wearing the monocle and top hat when you say that. Are you quite finished?
Are you quite finished? Good. Now.
You gotta have the pinky up as well. Anyway, yes, I am done.
Okay, I also have been playing tons of Fallout 76 with you guys. We've played like every night this week. It's been great. And after I finished with the legendary run, I started working on trying to make a little more progress in the Wastelanders storyline. Taking that super slowly, have not finished it. But Archon and I went and got Crane's treasure the other day with our baby characters, and That was really fun. That was a really fun quest. I enjoyed the location. I enjoyed exploring that location, and I enjoyed the unexpectedness of the ending of that quest. So that was quite a joy. Um, One of the events that I like to do is riding shotgun, the one in the tunnel where you have to defend the Brahmin. So I've done this one, I'd say probably at least a dozen times, maybe a few more. And every time that I do this, the trader is a ghoul lady named Eugenie, and the caravan guard is named Kieran. And Kieran and Eugenie have distinct personalities. Eugenie's very funny; she jokes. She's sarcastic. Kieran is very serious. He is stoic, and Eugenie makes it a bit of a project to try and get him to crack. And it's really fun hanging out with the two of them. And I actually didn't know that they were not the only merchant and caravan guard pair that you can get in this event for quite some time, and until Arshan had told me that there were others. And the last time that we played it, I got to see a new team, and that was so fun. The trader was a little guy named Carver, and Carver was very afraid of things, and he was very inexperienced uh, and not really ready to be out in the world. And the caravan guard was a very tough lady, and it was very cute watching the two of them interact. So I enjoyed having that different experience, and I'm really looking forward to meeting the third team. I just think it's so funny that every time I play this event, it's always Kieran and Eugenie. But yeah, that was fun. And the three of us did a colossal problem together, the Wendigo Colossus endgame event. Somebody nuked that mine, and we went up there to do this event. I was really excited about it because I have not seen a Wendigo Colossus yet. And boy, these guys, they are intimidating. They are very big. They throw Wendigos at you. And those Wendigos are very scary as well. They're reasonably high level, and they do pretty significant damage. And
Yeah.
I tend to go into every fight with basically my standard loadout. I have a couple of unarmed weapons. I've got, my bear skull fist. I have a death claw. I have a power fist. And then I have a couple of rifles. And I keep those in my pockets all the time. It's what I've got. That's what I use. I can't be bothered, really. Can't be bothered to try anything different. But you guys were taking it so seriously, you and Archin. You were taking it so seriously when you were gearing up and making sure that you had enough ammo and that everything was repaired. I thought maybe I should take this a little more seriously too. So I dipped into my stash and pulled out a 3-star legendary 50 cal. And I got this 50 cal machine gun. I had about 4,000 rounds for it. I put them all in my pocket. I was ready to go. I was ready. I thought nothing is going to stand up to me with this 50 cal and all of these rounds. Everything's going to be okay. And 20 minutes later, all 4,000 rounds of 50 cal were gone. The Wendigo Colossus was laughing at us. It was,
Yep.
We bombed that event so hard. We bombed it so hard. It was the three of us and one other person.
That's what I was gonna say. Like when we first, when we were waiting by the event to fast travel to the event to start it, we were standing with some people. I noticed that one of them was a bloodied build because I looked at his health bar and it was that big. So you can't see other people's radiation, but you can see how much health they have. So he's running bloodied, and I'm like, oh, we might have a chance to actually beat this. And so when we walked in, I looked around after we were standing there, and I'm like, oh, it's the three of us. And we started that fight with just the three of us, with which neither you or I are optimized to fight something like that. And then a fourth came along, and it didn't really help that much. But
they were a fairly low level character, that fourth person. But it was bonkers how hard we bombed this event. I'm not used to losing
Yeah.
anymore. And this thing destroyed us, just wrecked us. You
Felt good
guys,
to lose.
yeah, you put so many bullets into him as well, both of you. Both of you had big, heavy weapons, and we lost pretty hard. And it did feel good to lose. This is what in game content should feel like. And I really did
Mhm.
enjoy having this level of challenge. It's been a while since anything has been much of a challenge. So I look forward to trying it again. Had loads of fun fighting the Wendigo Colossus. I really enjoyed the fear reaction when he frightens you. Oh, it's so funny. You do the hands in the air running away. It reminds me of Fallout Shelter when the rooms are on fire and your little
Oh.
dwellers run around. It's so cute.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. A couple nights ago, I visited our lovely friend Jessica Starr over at United Wastelanders Network on her talk show Appalachia Tonight. And that was really fun. And they invited me to hang out afterwards for a segment called the Cherry Pit, where Cherry took us on a tour of her new camp, Claw Mart. And that was so fun. She had built her camp as Claw Mart. There was a Death Claw out front, her pet Death Claw. And and she had the inside all done up as a department store. There was a bakery section, housewares, toys. There were checkout ladies, a customer service center. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed touring her camp. And Jess's camp also was amazing. I was so impressed. I felt a little bit inspired to do some Fallout building. That will last until about 5 minutes after I've
I was,
started building.
I was gonna say, for how long is that gonna last?
Yes.
I have to say, when I first logged into that Twitch stream and was watching you, it didn't occur to me that that was in game. Like, I knew it was from Fallout, but it just didn't click that,
Mhm.
like, that wasn't built by someone with the 3D. I just didn't think about it until like it hit me, and I'm like, oh, oh my goodness, that's an amazing set piece
Isn't
for
it
that show.
stupendous?
I
Yeah.
thought, when I love it, because it's like I thought I built a nice place, and then I turn around and someone's like, yeah, I worked on this for like 5 minutes, and I don't know about it yet. You turn around, it's like this beautiful mansion. You're like, okay, I'm gonna go just tear my little shack down now. But yeah,
Meanwhile,
it was really cool.
my that was on my Xbox character. So meanwhile, my poor Xbox character is living on a concrete slab with a filthy bed and a couple of workbenches on it. Um,
Utilitarian, right?
but after we toured Cherry's Claw Mart, she took us to visit some spawns where you can tame creatures. That's something that she likes to do is tame creatures, and I'm total novice to creature taming, so I found that really interesting. We were having a lot of connection issues and team issues, so um, one of the times that I traveled was what I ended up fairly far away from the rest of the team. And my Xbox character is level 32. She's very low level, and she just popped up at a fisher at a fisher site and was attacked by a scorch beast and and mini scorched, and they were all coming for me. But I was on someone else's stream. I was a guest on someone else's stream. They were calmly doing their stream. So I'm not going to be like, help me. So I decided I had to handle this myself. So I was quietly trying to cope with this, trying to get clear enough to,
I'm fine. It's fine.
you know, yes, this is fine. I didn't want to inconvenience them in the middle of their stream. And finally, they mentioned that I was far away from them, and I did mention I'm kind of fighting a scorch beast, and they were like, oh my gosh, she's level 32. So Jess came to help me, and eventually we did break 3, but I just
Jess?
thought that was really hilarious.
Like Kern Jess?
No, Jessica Starr.
Oh.
Yeah, Jessica Starr. So she did come to help me, and we got free of the scorch beast. But I found that to be it was like, that's something that would happen to me in real life. Like, I'm a guest in someone's home and something terrible happens, but I don't want to tell them because they're busy. Would inconvenience them. So
Their house is on fire.
yes,
You're
but
like,
I'll deal with this. It's fine. I've got this. It's fine. I've got it.
It's like that scene in National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation when they go to the Hoover Dam, and there's this Chevy Chase picks this little
Yes.
pebble out of the hole of the wall of the dam, and he kind of looks around, and then he just grabs his gum and he sticks it in the hole, and then another hole forms. And then he grabs more gum and he sticks it in that hole, and then another hole forms. So then he has to go to the gift shop and buy more gum to come back to stick more gum. And then he's like doing this whole thing by himself, and he's like, "It's fine, don't worry, I got it." Yeah.
Basically, yes. And last night, I was playing with Rick and Archon, and we did a Scorch Beast Queen. Somebody launched a nuke, so we went down to fight the queen. And that was the longest Scorch Beast Queen fight in ages. It was really fun.
Yep.
Usually somebody just melts the Scorch Beast Queen pretty fast, and those fights are over in a couple of minutes. But this one went on for probably a solid 7 to 10 minutes, I would say. It was a lengthy fight.
Yep.
And I really enjoyed it. It was really fun to feel like I was participating. And so that was a lot of fun. And the Scorch Beast Queen, we killed her. We looted all the bodies. It was great. And at a nuke zone, Vendor, I don't know if you've spent much time in nuke zones, but they create glowing nuclear flora. So there are nuked versions of all the plant life in Appalachia. And they glow and they're beautiful, and I love them. I love them. So I was picking some flowers, and I talked about how I was just picking flowers, and so yeah, I think I'm gonna put on my power armor so that I can go right all the way into the nuke zone and just pick these lovely glowing flowers. And Archon mentions, oh yeah, I should pick some too, because I need to make flux or whatever, because I guess you make flux out of them, and the flux is used as an ingredient for a lot of high level things. And I told him, well, I'll just give you what I pick, because we all know I'm not going to make the flux. I am never going to craft the flux. I will never do this. But what I will do is ask Archon to make me things that require flux. So the least I can do is give him some of these ingredients, right? So I spent like an hour.
It's economy. You supply the flowers,
Yes.
and he gives you the product.
I spent like an hour skipping through this nuke zone in my Red Rocket power armor, picking flowers. And it was the most relaxing Fallout evening I've had in a long time. And it felt wonderful. And then at the end of the day, I just dumped hundreds of flowers at Archon's feet. And he had to turn them into flux. So
That's awesome.
I really enjoyed that. We've had a good time.
Sounds
That's
like,
my gameplay.
Sounds like you guys have been super busy this week.
Nice.
Hi.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
to move on to new things, we've got we're reviving the hashtag TFS challenge hashtag. I'm not sure if you guys seen the tweet, but BitTrash Riot sent us a lovely little photo. I'm gonna pop it up here on screen so you can see it. But he sent us this wonderful little photo that he put together. It says 50 episodes, that
Aw.
Fallout show, and there's a little heart, neon heart sign with an arrow through it. And he's got his Nuka something helmet on, I think, something.
Nuka Shine.
Nuka Shine helmet.
And that was to
Nuka Shine.
congratulate us on our 50th episode. And we haven't done one of these TFS challenges in ages. So why don't you? Is that the challenge, Shalene? Are we telling people to send in their 50th episode photos?
Well, I didn't really think it through, but I just I saw this post from BitTrash, and I thought it was
wait, you
lovely, and I
revived
wanted
it?
to share it.
So we're reviving it only for
You
this
revived it
episode,
and
and
then
then
just let
that's
it?
yeah, that's it.
How about you do send us something to congratulate us on 50 episodes? You don't have to build a sign or anything. You can if you want, but just send us a photo that represents what TFS is to you. Send us a photo that reminds you of us or our show, something we've talked about.
Yes. So
or
get out your
the
glue.
community.
Get out your glue and your pasta. And,
Yes.
and the glitter, and make us a thing.
Indeed. And you can post those on Twitter, hashtag TFS Challenge.
Wonderful. Well, this brings us
Bonus
to the.
points if you can get a. Sorry, I was gonna say bonus points if you can get a in-game dumpster that's on fire and send us a picture of that one.
Oh, we need to do a
That would
challenge,
make me
a
happy.
2020 challenge, where people build
No.
in Fallout 76 universe what 2020 has been for them. Representative. Like you could literally just
That
take a
would be
picture of
funny.
a nuclear
would be
blast
funny.
or
Yeah,
like
just the giant
blast
scorch beast
zone.
guano piles.
or like hordes of ghouls. Just, anyways, we'll table that one for the next show. We are going to move on to the very last segment of the show this evening, our lore segment, in which Shalene is going to tell us all about Watoga.
Yeah, I was thinking about Watoga. It's a really neat place. It's rather unique in the Fallout world, and I wanted to talk about it. Watoga is based on the real-world town of the same name, which was founded by the Watoga Lumber Company, and it was a small town built by the lumber company to keep employees close to their workplace and dependent on the company. It was a company store type situation. But Fallout 76's Watoga is located in the Cranberry Bog region, and it was founded by Watoga Incorporated on February 4th, 2042, in a cleared portion of the Watoga State Park Forest. And Watoga was more than just a city. It was also an experiment. This was financed by Atomic Mining Services, who used atomic charges to mine ore, and would go on to partner with both Hornwright Industrial and its competitor, the Garahan Mining Company. Watoga was conceived as a city of the future, and it was designed to be fully automated. All municipal activities were carried out by Robco and General Atomics robots that were specially programmed for that purpose. A human mayor was the only part of the governance that was not automated or robotic. And the mayor was chosen at random for a random duration. Ideally, a mayor chosen thusly would not be as susceptible to special interests or lobbyists. And the Watoga Constitution granted executive orders the force of law. So the mayor did have some real power. The mayoral artificial intelligence assistants, aka Maya, was an AI that was designed to help provide the mayor with advice and assistance, because mayors chosen at random would not have political experience. They wouldn't know much about policy making or that kind of thing.
Sorry.
So Maya was there to
Not
help
much
them.
has changed.
I know.
I'm like, are we
Maya's
still
awesome.
talking
I
about
love
Watoga,
Maya.
Shalene?
In practice, mayors often eschewed the public interest in favor of their own whims, however. And the single human element was proven to be the weak point in Watoga's municipal system. Property in Watoga was very expensive, and only the wealthiest citizens could afford to live there. These elite citizens did what they could to keep Watoga exclusive, limiting emergency services to the city's major districts and refusing public services like additional buses. They didn't want affordability, safety, or convenience to draw lower-class citizens to live in Watoga. As time went on, there were fewer and fewer jobs for human workers, emptying out some of the nearby towns. And when these area residents applied for Watoga citizenship, they were almost always rejected. This imbalance of power inspired Robco employee Scott Turner to form the Free Watoga People's Party and launch Operation Free Watoga on October 22nd, 2077, just a day before the world would end in atomic fire. So timing there. Turner's first foray into rebellion was to cause the chef bots to put too much pepper in the food, making it inedible. But Operation Free Watoga, however, was far more harmful. He hacked the city's robots and took measures to prevent them from being repaired. Turner's plan was to evacuate the city, to give him bargaining power with the elite citizens in order for them to be able to move back into their homes. But instead, Watoga's robots slaughtered the populace as they attempted to flee. In a desperate final act, the current mayor, Barbara Elizabeth, issued an order making anyone who entered her office the mayor for a day. She died before she could identify and make peace with Turner, but her actions made it possible for Vault 76's dwellers to make peace with Watoga's automated civil servants, as the robots remained hostile for the years following the Great War. There were military attempts to retake the city following the chaos, and the post-war force, the Brotherhood of Steel, also attempted to occupy the city, but none of these efforts were successful. And Watoga's such a special place. I love the automation there. I really enjoy the little touches, like when you walk past the city limits sign, it updates. It will change from 0 citizens to 1 citizen when you cross that city limits sign. And the robots, after you become the mayor for a day, you finish that quest, they are peaceful to you, and you can see hints of what life must have been like in pre-war Watoga, with these robots just taking care of all of the basic functions, handling the utilities and security and absolutely every need in the city. But you can also see why that was a problem, because this did cause this real power imbalance. There were no jobs for anyone. You know, that there was nothing for humans to do, and leaving this place, you know, just for the elite. It's a fascinating place. It really is, Watoga, and I like imagining what it might have been if it had been allowed to continue. So,
Well,
The
thanks
other
for
thing
sharing.
I thought of is once you become friends with the robots, it's kind of one of the safest places in the entire wasteland, really.
mhm.
Robots are friendly
So
until they slaughter the entire populace. Well, that's a show, guys. I would love to share some emails, comments, and questions with you, but we have crickets in the mailbox this week. If you would like to send us an email, all you got to do is type info@wejustlovegames.com to send us a quick message, and we'll shout you out on the show. Share your message with the rest of the listeners. Any announcements, guys? Sunday, doing anything?
Survival Horror Sunday this Sunday.
Yeah,
we'll
I'm down.
have to post a time.
Cat?
I'm not sure what time yet.
Right. So join Rick and Shalene on Sunday for Survival Horror Sundays, and don't forget about that. Keep a pry of the time that will be posted. It'll probably show up in the Discord and also on our Twitter feed at We Just Love Games. You can also find That Fallout Show at That Fallout Show, Rick at Rick McVick, Shalene at Shalene L, and myself at Vendertron N. We also have a Facebook presence, facebook.com/thatfalloutshow, facebook.com/groups/thatfalloutshow, and facebook.com/wejustlovegames, facebook.com/groups/wejustlovegames. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/wejustlovegames, and right here on Twitch, twitch.tv/wejustlovegames. And you can find our show on other podcast platforms, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Leave us a review and a 5-star shout out on iTunes, and we will shout you out on the show. Don't forget, we record the show live every other Friday at 6:30 Mountain Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on twitch.tv/wejustlovegames. Don't forget to check out our other show, Game Stack, which will be live next Friday at this time. And we also do some Twitch streams, like on Sunday. You can join us on Sunday for Survival Horror Sundays. Thank you guys for listening. And Shalene, what is your last word?
I actually forgot that that's part of the show that we do. Let's see. Nuclear protection on a budget.
Good night, guys.